Chairman Swetner, Vice Chairman King, distinguished members of this committee. I'm Larry Linenschmidt, speaking as an individual. In your packet, I note the organizations I work with. I'm a theologically conservative Christian and a politically conservative voter. We share concerns about reliable electricity generation and delivery, affordable energy, continuing the Texas economic miracle, and clean energy. Sometimes the gas doesn't flow, and natural gas is not reliable and dispatchable. Regarding reliability, please remember the massive failure of the ERCOT grid during the Winter Storm Uri in 2021 was primarily a failure of natural gas suppliers and generation facilities. In December of 2022, Winter Storm Elliott was a near catastrophe for the state. Pablo Vargas sent a letter to Secretary of Energy Granholm requesting her to find that an electric reliability emergency exists within the state of Texas. The letter is in your packet. If there had been ice or the cold had lasted longer, as it did with Uri, the grid would have failed again. In December 2022, wind energy saved us one night. The next day, solar provided the needed boost, and then natural gas. If any of these three generation methods had not been available in adequate quantities, or there had not been sufficient transmission to send their generated electricity out for distribution, we would experience blackouts again. Why did Dan Woodfin of ERCOT tell the PUC it was a non-event when Pablo had sent an emergency letter to Secretary Granholm? Please read Doug Lewin's analysis of the event in your package. During the December 2022 storm, 35 to 40% of natural gas and coal plants had unscheduled outages of some period of time, some for the entire time. Once again, natural gas generation was not reliable, and the people of Texas will pay for the large expense of energy during that time. The underforecast of energy needs, coupled with the unreliability of Texas' natural gas fleet, meant electricity in ERCOT cost $1.1 billion, roughly 5% of the annual total on one single day, December 24th. Sometimes the gas doesn't flow. Before this legislative session, a writer with the Dallas Morning News wrote to the legislature, please don't hurt us anymore.
I know you submitted written testimony. We thank you for that, but I'm going to have to go ahead and cut you off of that.
That's fine. That's it. That's it.
Certainly, if anyone has any questions.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, thank you for the opportunity to testify. I'm Larry Linenschmidt, speaking as an individual. I just want to put in a good word for renewables because it's been a bit lacking, I think. Renewable energy has saved Texans $27.8 billion between 2010 and 2022. It's contributed to our economic growth. Natural gas generated electricity is extremely costly for consumers when the price is up. Please read The Impact of Renewables in ERCOT by Joshua Rhodes at the University of Texas, which is in your package that was just handed out, or at least the executive summary. You can read the whole thing, but that gives some of the key points. Many 21st century companies have clean energy goals, such as GM, Google, Amazon, and GE. See the letters in your package about how important it is to them. If we limit the growth of renewables, we will be pushing those companies' new facilities and jobs to other states who are actively seeking renewable energy. Texas is competing for renewable energy, and we are ahead now, but please don't squander our lead. If you do, you'll be pushing Texas backwards, not forwards. Natural gas, as it is currently produced, stored, and transported in Texas, is not a clean fuel or emissions-free green energy source, as it's referenced in the bill. There are massive methane leaks at every stage of production, transportation, and use. The methane leaks contribute significantly to the growing air quality issues of Texas and global warming. Oil and gas is the most subsidized industry in the history of the United States, with hundreds of billions in federal tax subsidies. The state of Texas subsidizes the oil and gas industry through the high-cost gas well subsidy, which has cost the state billions in revenue, not charging for the negative health impacts of methane and other pollutants, plugging wells which have been abandoned by oil and gas operators, not charging for the damage to our groundwater from unplugged wells, and requiring bonds for new wells that cover only a small portion of the cost to plug a well. Let's not move towards a subsidized capacity market, which is really the direction of this bill. Bring in the renewables that are in line to be built.
Thank you, sir.
Them, we won't get
Very
there.
kind.
Thank you, sir.
Senator Zaffarani.
Yes, sir. In your written testimony, you write this bill adds costs to the consumer. How so?
Yeah, I think anything that limits renewables is costly to the consumer. So if this bill limits renewables and their effectiveness in reducing costs, then it's costly to the consumer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.